Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and if you've been following my channel, you know that, not quite a year ago, 6 months or so, I moved out to my son's place, which is on the edge of town, and we have a beautiful view out to the east. We have farm fields, and then the Superstition Mountain Range, and so it's a beautiful view out that direction. And of course, the other ways is filling up with population. But my son said that they were planning, he showed us a little map where they were planning to follow that canal with a Highway 24 from Phoenix down to Tucson. And so his map wasn't all that detailed, but I said, well, it's going to be on the east side because they go through less property, less expensive property, and they contend that it's going to be on the west side, my wife and my son against me. So time will tell, but I decided to take off my Mini 2 the other day and fly out over the canal and look both directions and see what it looks like from out there. So and it was a windy day, and my my little Mini 2 did just fine, although as you will see, I tried to push it too hard. So here I am taking off on that route, and it was kind of a cloudy day, and partly cloudy anyway, no bright sunshine, and I don't like to take videos on those kind of days, but I was determined to see if I was right or wrong. And here you can see I'm adjusting the the light level so that I can get the best shot. That's too much, now come back a little bit, and I think it's time to go forward. So now we're going to head out to the east, and we're going to go to the canal, and I decided to put it into sports mode, and so that I could get out there faster and fly. I had a real headwind, and if you look down at the bottom, you can see I got up over 20 miles an hour, got up almost to 30 miles an hour in a headwind, and I was doing pretty good, except that pretty soon, as you will see, I got a warning that it was overworking the motors, and so I decided, well, I better put it back to normal mode and just fly normally and not try to fight the wind. So I'm headed out there now, and we'll take a look at it. But I also thought, well, I've got time on this video to tell another story, and this one comes from when I was in high school. And I've got a couple more stories. I thought about maybe putting 2 stories into this video, but I think I'll probably just put one, and I got a lot of stories from high school. So we'll get out there in a minute, but first of all, my buddy and I, the guy that went to college with me, we were in the same year and a lot of the same classes in high school. And the PE department decided that once in a while on Fridays we would be going over to the girls' gym, and they would teach us how to dance. Well, my buddy and I, we didn't think that was such a good idea, so we told our instructor that it was against our religion to dance, and he believed us. And so on the Friday that we were supposed to go to the girls' gym, well, he said, well, you guys, he knew we were both athletic, and he knew we were, and so he said, just go into the gym and jump on the trampoline or have some fun. Now you can look down there and you can see how the wind's blowing the water, and I didn't want to fly downwind, so I just turned around here and looked at what the Department of Transportation would be facing. Now on the east side, which is on the right, they would have to go around their great big area where they store water for irrigation and stuff. But if you look at the west side, as they come down, first of all, they've got these high tension wires that they'll have to go around, and that'll feed them force them into the property. And that farmer is very wealthy, has a lot of cattle, and I'm sure that they'll have to pay for part of that. Now I'm going to zoom in, and you can see, let's go just a second here when I get zoomed in. I think I'm going to zoom in here, yeah. And you can see way up there, there's a housing development that sticks out there to the corner. So they'll be zigzagging around that, plus the power lines, and I just don't see them coming down and doing all that turning, when they could just come down, just go to the east of the power lines and of the water storage area, and just have pretty much open range. So that's what it looked like in that direction. Well, so my buddy and I, we decided, okay, we'll go in the gym. So we were jumping up and down on the trampoline, and that was fun, and we could do flips, and we were pretty confident on that. So we messed around with that a little bit, and then jumped up and down. And then we kind of started getting kind of bored. Now I'm looking to the south here, and you can see if they come down on the west side, there's a housing development down there that they're going to have to deal with, because I'm not sure there's plenty of room for them to get by without having to buy some property from the people that live in those houses and stuff. Whereas if they go down on the east side, there's not going to be any issue of trying to buy property from people, because that's open range, and I don't know who owns it, the government or anyway, somebody like that. So it doesn't look to me like it's going to come down on the west side as easily as if they come down on the east side. So anyway, back to my story. And we got planes flying over this morning. We live next to a practice area where they train pilots and stuff. And so we have a lot of planes that go by for that. Well, so we were goofing around, and finally we got kind of bored, just jumping up and down, and I looked around, and there's the trampoline, and there was a springboard. Now, the gymnasium in that school had a mezzanine, or what you would call like a balcony, that went all the way around the gym, and that's where we did laps. When we had to do laps, we'd go up there and we'd do laps. And I got to thinking, but you couldn't get up to the mezzanine because the doors were locked to get up there. But what I got to thinking is, now there's for gymnastics they had a springboard, and then at the end of the gym they had basketball hoops and a backboard. And so I told my buddy, I said, let's push the trampoline over to one area underneath of the balcony or mezzanine, and so that we can jump down on it. And he said, well, how are we going to get up there? And I said, well, watch this. So I set up the springboard, got back, ran, jumped on the springboard, bounced up, grabbed a hold of the basketball hoop, pulled myself up over the basketball backboard and over the balcony of the mezzanine, and I was up there. And so then I went around the corner to the side of the gym where we had the trampoline, and leaned out over the side and jumped and tucked my legs and went down. And by that time my buddy was up, he had followed me, and he was up at the top, and so I jumped down and I bounced up, and the first time I bounced up I was almost at eye level with my buddy. And so he thought, I want to try it. So then I climbed back up again, and he decided he'd try it. So he climbed over the railing, and he leaned out, and then he jumped off and went down to the trampoline. Only thing is, my buddy wasn't quite as clever or smart or something as some of us other evil guys, and so he never bothered to tuck his legs. So when he came bouncing back up to eye level with me, he had blood all over his face. And the sad part is, when you keep your body straight and you're falling that far that fast, well, his knees collapsed, and as they came up and they hit him right in the face, which gave him a terrible bloody nose. And so so then that was the only time we ever jumped down from the balcony, because it wasn't, he just didn't have what it took. So anyway, that's another story from high school, which is kind of boring, but it was fun to watch when he came bouncing back up, and Instead of a big smile, he had blood all over his face. So that's the story, and I still think it's going to be on the east side of the canal, and it's not going to happen for a while. It's Arizona Highway 24, and it's going to be a while before they actually get into that phase. So I can't say if I'll be filming anything or not very soon. But I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.